I am a Filipino. I am a Filipino.
I am a Filipino. I am a Filipino.
I am a Filipino, written by Carlos Peña Romulo.
I am a Filipino, inheritor of a glorious past, hostage to the uncertain future. As such, I must prove equal to a twofold task: the task of meeting my responsibility to the past, and the task of performing my obligation to the future. I sprung from a hardy race, child of many generations, removed of ancient Malayan pioneers. Across the centuries, the memory comes rushing back to me of brown-skinned men putting out the same ships that were as brave as their hearts were stout. Over the sea, I see them come, borne upon the billowing wave and the whistling wind, bearing upon the mighty swell of hope. Hope in the free abundance of new land that was to be their home and their children's forever. This is the land they sought and found, every inch of shore that their eyes first set upon, every hill and mountains that beckoned to them with a green and purple invitation, every mile of glowing plain that their view encompassed, every river and lake that promised a plentiful living and the fruitfulness of commerce is a hallowed spot to me. By the strength of their hearts and hands, by every right of law, human and divine, this land and all the ordinances thereof, the black and fertile soil, the seas and lakes and rivers teeming with fish, the forests with their inexhaustible wealth in wildlife and timber, the mountains with their bowels swollen with minerals. The whole of this rich and happy land has been, for centuries without number, the land of my fathers. This land I receive in trust from them, and in trust will pass it to my children, and so on until the world is no more.
I am a Filipino. In my blood runs the immortal seed of heroes, seed that flowered down the centuries, in deeds of courage and defiance. In my veins yet pulses the same hot blood that sent Lapu-Lapu to battle against the first invader of this land. That nerved Laguna in the combat against the alien foe. That drove Diego Sila and the Goa into rebellions against the foreign oppressor.
That seed is immortal. It is the self-same seed that flowered the heart of Serisa that morning in Balian, when the valley of shots puts an end to all that was mortal of it, and made his spirit deathless forever. The same that flowers in the hearts of Bonifacio and Balintawak, of Gregorio del Pilar at Tirad Pass, of Antonio Luna at Kalumpit, that bloom in the flowers of frustration in the sad heart of Camilo Aguinaldo at Balian, and yet burst forth royally again in the proud heart of Manuel L. Quezon, when he stood at last on the threshold of Christian Malacanang Palace, in the symbolic act of possession and racial vindication. The seed I bear within me is an immortal seed. It is the mark of my manhood, the symbol of dignity as a human being. Like the seeds that were once buried in the tomb of Tutankhamen many thousand years ago, it shall grow and flower and bear fruit again. It is the insignia of my race, and my generation is but a stage in the unending search of my people for freedom and happiness. I am a Filipino, child of the marriage of the East and the West. The East, with its glamour and mysticism, its passivity and endurance, was my mother, and my sire was the West, that came thundering across the seas, with the cross and sword and the machine. I am the East. an eager participant in this spirit, and in its struggle for liberation from the imperialist yoke. But I also know that the East must awake from its centuries sleep, shake off the lethargy that has bound his lips, and start moving where destiny awaits.
For I, too, am of the West, and the vigorous peoples of the West have destroyed forever the peace and quiet that once were ours. I can no longer live, a being apart from those whose world now trembles to the roar of bomb and cannon shot. I cannot say of a matter of universal life and death, of freedom and slavery for all mankind, that it concerns me not. For no man and no nation is an island, but a part of the main. There is no longer any East and West, only individuals and nations making those momentous choices, which are the hinges upon which history resolves.
At the vanguard of progress, in this part of the world I stand, a forlorn figure in the eyes of some, but not one defeated and lost. For through the thick, interlacing branches of habit and custom about me, I have seen the light of the sun, and I know that it is good. I have seen the light of justice and equality and freedom. My heart has been lifted by the vision of democracy, and I shall not rest until my land and my people shall have been blessed by this, beyond the power of any man or nation to subvert or destroy. I am a Filipino, and this is my inheritance. What pledge shall I give, that I may prove worthy of my inheritance? I shall give the pledge that has come ringing down the corridors of the centuries, and it shall be compounded of the joyous cries of my lion forebears. When first they saw the contours of this land loom before their eyes, of the battle cries that have resounded in every field of combat from Mactan to Tirat Pass, of the voices of my people when they sing.
Land of the morning, child of the sun returning, with fervor burning, thee do our souls adore. Land dear and holy, cradle of noble heroes, ne'er shall invaders trample thy sacred shores.
Out of the silent endurance of